Flipped Classroom for TVET. In the Flipped Classroom, or FC, learners begin at home. Learning with video lectures or screencasts by themselves prior to the class. And then, engage in enriching activities that help them apply content at a deeper level in the class. So, why should you use FC? Now, here are some reasons to consider. Your students will get to catch up with their class lessons and learn at their own pace. A case study reports that 95% of students believe video lectures enhance their learning. 60% of those who have flipped their classrooms believe online learning increases student motivation. 90% students reported that they had the opportunity to apply their acquired knowledge when solving problems given to them during class. What is Flipped Classroom? Flipped Classroom is a new spin on the traditional learning environment where instruction and homework assignments are inverted. Students watch lectures and complete online activities at their own pace, communicating with peers and instructors via mobile messaging apps or online discussion. In the classroom, learning exercises are designed around tasks or problems. So, why should we go for it? Firstly, most learners seem to come unprepared for class. There are also cases of disengaged learners, absenteeism, and the growing number of students, which calls for a more student-centered approach. With the FC, the scheduled class time can now be utilized for more meaningful learning to occur. Instructors can move away from face-to-face lectures or are no longer limited to demonstration and replication of hands-on tasks when teaching technical subjects. Students, on the other hand, can come prepared for class and get to apply the knowledge learned before class. When working together on the harder materials in class. Are you excited already? So, how can you begin flipping your class? One of the best advices is to start small. You can flip one lesson, or you can flip a unit instead of the whole course for students to experience initially. One tip would be to find something that your students struggle with. That would be your first flip lesson. Create resources such as screencasts or online lectures. You may ask, what about subjects which has hands-on components or the technical stuff in the TVET setting? Well, make a video on the techniques and tools or the concepts that students will need to know to complete the hands-on task in class. Use readily available videos taken online from video repositories such as YouTube or Vimeo, or from other well-known repositories, library, or complementary digital resources provided by publishers of the commercial textbook. These will be used as supplements in the in-class lectures and face-to-face discussions, thereby avoiding complete and original creations from you as the instructor. Better still, gather real-world examples or materials from experts in the industry. This little effort will go a long way in providing opportunities for students to apply their acquired knowledge in problem-solving activities, which prepares them for employability. So, how do we make the flipped classroom successful? Students must take the initiative to be self-directed learners. and come prepared for class. Without coming prepared, students' contribution to the face-to-face session would be less effective. I know what you are thinking. How do I get my students to agree to this? First, set up an orientation session to enable student buy-in. Explain the rationale, the benefits, types of tasks, and establish the ground rules in a flipped class, such as coming prepared to a class by completing before-class tasks. Next, stress the importance of time management and accessing the resources available. You can also get students to view introductory video clips on Flipped Classroom to know the essential elements of the model. For the weekly before-class sessions, deliver bite-sized learning materials using mobile platforms. Almost everyone has a smartphone, right? So, plan your lesson so that students will be able to complete their pre-class work within 10 to 20 minutes. So, what's happened during class once you have shifted the usual lectures or demonstration before class? Be ready to maximize the 60 minutes or 90 minutes of freed-up time you have got now with your learners. Design simple to more complex tasks or scenarios or a progression of problems. Make them work in groups, walk around the class, and provide support when students are tackling the harder stuff usually given as homework. The after-class component of the FC can be used to assess performance using formative assessments, presentations, reflective responses, or getting students to modify their work to be uploaded to the platform for discussion and to learn from each other. As the instructor, you can close the learning loop by providing feedback to address any gaps in knowledge to reinforce what learners have learned. Plan so that students would be able to complete their after-class work within 10 to 20 minutes. Here is a summary of the flow of lessons in a flipped classroom. So, to recap, this is the flipped classroom. What is traditionally done in class is done at home, and what the harder stuff traditionally done as homework is done in class with the presence of peers and instructor. This approach enables students to engage in enriching activities that help them apply content at a deeper level in the class. The 4 phases are: orientation before implementation to establish ground rules, weekly before classwork, preloaded online module to ensure students come prepared, during classwork, support for the harder stuff, after class, closing the loop assessment performance, addressing gaps. Is it time to put Flipped Classroom to work in your courses?